It's the time of year for college football game championships, the time of year for bowl games. But did you know that Augusta, Georgia once hosted not one, but two college bowl championships 50 years ago here at ARC Stadium? It was called the Champion Bowl, and it was played December 12, 1964, and again December 11, 1965 at Augusta's ARC Stadium. It was the official championship of the NAIA, the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, and its arrival was announced in October 1964 with the support of both the Chamber of Commerce and Augusta's many civic clubs. This was an era of boosterism, and there seemed to be much of that. The NAIA, that included about 400 of the nation's smaller colleges, had produced pro stars such as Jack Kemp of the Buffalo Bills and Bob Hayes of Florida A&M. The Atlanta Falcons would even draft an NAIA standout in their very first round, quarterback Randy Johnson of Texas A&I. The first Augusta Champion Bowl was held in 1964. It ended up as a 7-7 tie, but the weather was pleasant, so they came back again in 1965. The following year, 1965, appeared more promising as the 10-0 St. John's Johnnies from Minnesota were ready to take on the 9-1 Wildcats of Linfield College in Oregon. St. John's coach John Gagliardi was tickled to fly his team into Bush Field, where they were greeted by Aquinas cheerleaders. You can imagine the difference between Augusta and Minnesota in December. Outside temperatures were mild. "It's a thrill to be out in the open," Coach Gagliardi told the Chronicle. Coach Paul Durham of Linfield wasn't as upbeat. He said he had to leave his wife back in Oregon because when it came to games, she got too nervous. In fact, many of the players' families did not make the cross-country trip because of the distance and expense. The Oregon folks probably enjoyed that balmy Augusta December. They probably enjoyed those in the crowd of 4,873. They quit enjoying things once the game started. St. John crushed Linfield. As Chronicle sports editor Jim Martin told it, a crowd at ARC Stadium witnessed the wholesale demolition of the Oregon team in the second annual Champion Bowl. The score was 33-0, and it wasn't that close. When the Champions Bowl ended, its association met and discussed a return in 1966. It was announced that the game itself would be moved from the cramped ARC Stadium to the new Butler High Stadium, which was expected to open the following fall with 10,000 permanent seats and room for 5,000 more. That summer, after 2 years of boosters supporting the games, the sad truth began to leak out. There were financial problems. Less than $8,000 worth of tickets were sold to the 1965 game, the Chronicle reported. In fact, it said Augusta's Champion Bowl Association was roughly $9,000 in debt from the 1965 game. Finally, on September 7, 1966, the really bad news broke. "Champion Bowl goes west," the headline said. Like a nomadic Arabian caravan, the Champion Bowl has folded its tents and moved onward, this time to Tulsa, Oklahoma, after 2 unspectacular years in Augusta. While the weather in Augusta was great for the bowl games, attendance was a problem. They couldn't get the supporters from schools far, far away to come all the way to Georgia. Tulsa didn't do so well as Augusta and would only host one Champion Bowl. The next year it moved to Morgantown, West Virginia, then Montgomery, Alabama, then Kingsville, Texas, then Greenville, South Carolina. Talk about your nomadic caravans. Since the Champion Bowl left Augusta 50 years ago, 25 cities have hosted it, including Rome, Georgia, from 2008 to 2013. The most recent Champion Bowl was played in Daytona Beach. While Augusta's bowl days might be over, at least we had our shot. We hosted a bowl, we crowned a champion, and we lost money. I don't need to tell you which of those three will do you in.